So I haven't done an update in 2 weeks. They've got 2 weeks almost worth of trades, maybe a bit more. I haven't uploaded a week update in a while. I have been quite busy. I went Morocco, kind of been chilling. A lot of the time I wasn't trading. I kind of missed out on a week. So all of these trades might not be accurate to exactly what I traded. I'm just going off of the trades that we actually made into the Discord from the actual strat. But I'm just going to give a quick update on my accounts. So I've gone through all my phase ones. I had 14. Well, I bought 10. I had 4 left over from the last few that I had, which were all down about 7-8%. And I still traded those. I played them around. I now no longer have any phase ones. I had 14 phase 1 10Ks, and I now have 7 phase 2s. So trading them all through the trades of the last things. I now have 7. I'm currently trading them one by one, really slowly. I'm just running the strat normal with 0.5% risk per entry. So we're risking a 1% total every day. And it's going okay. It's going okay. We're going to be hopefully getting them all passed in a few months. We're taking it slow. Nothing beats slow. At this point, I'm in like the crucial part. The starting point is the hardest part. Once the ball gets rolling, obviously it's a lot easier, and it doesn't matter if I blow accounts. But while I haven't got many fundeds and I've got no money rolling in from it, it's better to just secure the fundeds first, and then secure some payouts, and then I can start upping the risk and playing it a bit faster. But while I'm in this stage, I have time. My accounts aren't going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I have plenty of time to just build it up, especially while I'm looking for a new job to help with my routine, because sometimes I'm opening at work like I am in 3 days on Monday, and I can't trade on that day. But it's a Monday, so I don't think there's any news or anything, so I can't just, write that out of the plan, because we should be trading it. But we're going to start off. The update I last did was on the 5th, so we obviously did updates with all of the rest of it. It is on my third monitor, so I will be facing away. But starting off with the 7th, this is a Monday. We took a 2% loss. So obviously we found the Asia sweep. We then entered in for our buys, going for longs, and it ended up coming back to SL through it. Entered perfectly, no issues whatsoever. That was the fifth trading day into the month. So we ended up with 1 loss and four losses and 1 win, and we were minus 6%. Then on the Tuesday, the 8th, we didn't get a sweep of Asia high or low, so we didn't make a trade. And then on the 9th, we entered in only our first position, ended up going straight to TP. It literally entered and basically ran straight to it. No SL at all, like not in any of our negative range, so it didn't tag us in for the second entry, but we still managed to secure a little 2%, which was goated. And then running on for the 10th, we ended up getting both our entries, so secured a 4.5% gain, which, within 2 wins, we made back 6%, which is pretty insane, which is, I think, the main thing with live is you need a 1 to 2 strat. You want your wins to be bigger than your losses, especially, they might not come around as often. This strat has been insane. I think from today, which is the 25th, in the past 6 days trading, I think we had, in the past week, 7 days worth of trading days, we had 2 losses and 5 wins. That's pretty insane, especially for a 1 to 2 strat. But carrying on, so we're in 5%, 0.5%, 3 to 4. And then the next day, the 11th, we ended up hitting a loss. So we lost 2%, both of our entries. We got our sweep, ended up coming up and edging our take profit. So, if we didn't get slips, if we didn't get slippage, and we got a perfect entry right on the candle close, then we probably would have hit and taken that take profit. Our second position wasn't tagged in at that stage, so it would have only been a 2% win. But a 2% win is better than a 2% loss. But it was natural, it's calm, these things happen. So it's not the end of the world. But yeah, so we took a 2% loss, so we're now 3 to 5 win to loss ratio. And then on the 14th, we got another 1% entry, literally entered, ran straight to TP, literally didn't even touch negative, which is lovely. So that brought us back up to 0.5. We kind of bounce around the break even kind of range, like a little bit in negative, a little bit in profit. But then later on it gets gets pretty juicy, completely reverse and flips. 15th, just a natural straight loss, basically. Core Asia low, so it's now 4 to 6. We were negative 1.5%. And then on the 16th, we ended up winning. It was just our first position, basically ran straight to TP, not much in loss, bringing it back to 0.5%. Then we win the next day again on the 17th, 1%, bringing it at 6 for 6 with 2.5% win. Then the 18th, 4.5% gain, absolute slapped. As you can see here, you can clearly see all of it. You got Asia session, break the low basically straight away, entering into London, and then we go for longs. It was quite a long trade, took about 4 hours, but 4 hours for a 4.5% gain is pretty decent. You know, I'm not going to complain. Literally came down into negative to slap into our second entry and then ran straight to TP. Like, what more could you want? And then that one win brought us up to 7%. Like, that's pretty insane. And then 21st, we ended up losing. Now, this one, natural loss, got our Asia sweep, went for shorts, ended up tagging our second position in, and then just ran straight up into loss. But it's calm. It's part of the plan. These things happen. So that brought us to 7-7, bringing us to 5% profit. And then 22nd, get a 1.5% win. Pretty juicy. That slaps all the way up into hitting our take profit. And then that was only the one entry. It edged our second entry. Oh, no. So with this one, it entered in. So we entered our original position. The first one got tagged out, but our second position, obviously the SL was slightly lower. So that one didn't get tagged out. And then it ended up running up for TP. So it's a bit annoying we didn't get the full TP, but we gained more than we lost. So it's not the end of the world. Gained 1.5%, which brought us up to 6.5. Pretty decent. And then the 23rd, we ended up winning. Same thing again. Ended up tagging in our first one got tagged out for an SL, and then once again ran straight into TP, which is not bad at all. Can't complain. That was the 23rd. So that brought us up to 8% profit. And then yesterday, if I pull up my trading view, because I haven't put these trades in the Discord, been a bit busy. So the 24th, Thursday, we ended up taking for a loss. If I can find it, here we are. So we ended up taking it for a loss here. As you can see, we entered in, came in, tagged our second position in, and then ended up coming straight down for a loss. And then today, on the Friday, as you can see, entered in, came down, tagged us straight in for a loss. Now, Thursday, yesterday, we shouldn't have traded because it was news. Now, it had 9:30 news for GBP, and it absolutely tanked us. Now, obviously, I'm trading this like it's live. I'm trading it slow, I'm trading it steady, and I'm following the strat exactly. Now, trading news is not a part of the strat. On phase ones, it's fine because I had a lot of them and I was playing it risky. I probably would have traded an account which was there, like, you know, in drawdown anyways. But obviously, you know, we're on phase two, so I kind of didn't really think about it that much, didn't think it through, and that ended up costing me, 1% on my account, which isn't a lot, but, you know, every percent matters, especially when playing it slow. That could be if we go on a mass losing streak now, but 1% too much, that could cause the account to blow. But we do still have 6 other phase 2s, so it's not the end of the world. We're aiming to try and pass 5. I mean, naturally, there's no reason why we wouldn't be able to pass all of them. Hitting 5% at one point, is very doable. But obviously, we've only been trading this account for probably about a week. We caught the end of that win streak, and now we've just been floating around 2 to 3% profit. Like, we've just been rating between 2 and 4. Which is not too bad. It's not too bad. We've been floating around that. But this month is so far not looking awful. But that's an extra 2% gone. So currently, that's 2% gone on the live phase 2. And then on the normal strat, we'd be currently at 4% profit, which isn't bad, 4% profit, especially for how the previous months are looking. Last month we made 5%, and then the month before we made 13.5. So, profit is profit at the end of the day. That means that in the past 3 months, we're up 20%, double the S&P 500, and that's a yearly return. So, it's a good strat. This strat is definitely one of the best that we've found. And we're definitely going to take this to the moon. The freedom it gets from you, you know, trading at 8 in the morning for 10 minutes is insane. So that's currently the weekly update. That is all the trades we've taken. It's all in the Discord. So if you do want to catch up, or if you do want to hop in the live trading sessions, live trading calls, watch us trade, do live analysis, all of that, be sure to hop in. It'll be linked in the description, and we can build up a little community going. And if you do want to learn our strat, you know, drop me a message, and you know, I'll get you in the premium. But anyways, that's the update. Happy trading with you all, boys, and have a good rest of your week.